Hi everyone, this is Aman Sophia, Assistant Professor in EEE Department. Welcome to WITS Connect. In today's lecture, we are going to discuss about wiring layout of a office building, workshop and the single line diagram. In previous class, we discussed about the estimation of lighting circuit of a domestic installation. Right? We have seen the how to install the wiring in domestic purpose and what are the precautions we have to take and how we are installing in by considering the IE rules, Indian electricity rules. So now we'll focus our attention on power circuit loads, nothing but installation of motors up to 20 kilowatts load. At here we'll see the installation of motors up to 20 kilowatts load over here. And the power circuits can be divided into two groups, like the first circuit is power circuit for heaters, refrigerators, air conditions and other similar loads. The next classification is power circuit for motors, generators and other special purpose large loads. It means based on the load capability will divide the power circuits. Okay, come let us see the wiring layout of a office building. You can see here, you can see in the figure we have taken the number of notations like here MB nothing but meter board, P is nothing but power socket and T indicates the tube light, F is fan and DB is the distribution board and CB nothing but control board and L is nothing but lamp. Okay, here we are considering various rooms in office which are indicated with sufficient lighting arrangement. You can see in the figure and we are using the bells which nothing but push button which is provided in the office room to call the attender, and light and power circuit outlets are provided in each room to provide connections to coolers, tables, fans, lights and so on. Okay, first of all, if you are considering the how the installation is placed, means the power is first of all the power is generated, the generation station from generation to transmission to distribution. So we are, and from the distribution the power is distributed to the poles and we are taking the power from the poles which is given to the meter board. First of all, we are taking the power from poles to the meter board. You can see in the entrance, at the entrance main gate we have placed a meter board. From the meter board the power will be transmitted to the distribution board, and from the distribution board we are taking three lines or three cables. So in which one cable is given to the office room and the other cable is given to the office superintendent room and the next cable is given to the administrative office. From the distribution line we are taking the three cables. So the first cable is given to the office room. So office room is a spacious room, right? And at there a number of staff will be present. So that's the reason in office room we'll place number of tube lights as well as fans. So coming to over here, from distribution line we are taking a from distribution line we are taking a cable which is connected to a circuit breaker, and from the circuit breaker we are taking the number of connections based on number of connections which are given to the tube lights as well as fans. And how they are placed means according to the Indian electricity rule. And the next connection from the distribution line we are taking another connection that is given to the office superintendent room. So in office superintendent room, so only the superintendent will be present. That's the reason we are placing only one tubet as well as one fan, and it is connected to the circuit breaker. And from there the connection is given to the storeroom. So at there we can store the records. So in storeroom is having a less space, so that's the reason we are placing only one tube light as well as we can place one tube light or one lamp over there. The next connection that is given to the motor board to the AO room. So at AO room we are placing, based on the requirement we are placing number of tube lights as well as number of fans. Now let us see the wiring layout of a workshop or a electrical laboratory. So in the figure you can see that we have taken 2 meter boards. So why we have taken 2 separate meter board means one is for power load and another is for lighting board. And here also we have taken some notations like MB here nothing but meter board, and DB is nothing but distribution board, and MS nothing but motor switch, and L indicates lamp, where T indicates the tube, and J is the junction box, and SB nothing but switchboard. So by and two as I said that we have taken 2 meter boards. One is for power load, another for lighting load. The first of all, the power cables are taken from the pole to the main switch board. So from main switch board to it is given to the meter board to the distribution. So let us consider the lighting load system. So when power is given to the meter board, it is transferred to the distribution board through the cables. From the cables we are taking 2 switch boards based on the wattage of the power which we are using. Okay, for the first switchboard we have taken 4 lamps over here, L1, L2, L3 and L4. And coming to the cables are given from switchboard 1 to switchboard 2. From switchboard 2 we have taken 2 junction boxes. So from the these 2 junction boxes we are keeping 1 tubet as well as 1 lamp. Okay, so now usually we'll take the wattage of the tube as 60 watts, whereas for fans we'll take the wattage as 80 watts. Okay, and next coming to the power load. So for the power load, the cables can be drawn from pole to the meter board to the distribution board. So for power load we require 3-phase supply to run the different types of motors. At here we are using 5 motors with a different load capability, like we are using 1 HP, 3 HP, 2 HP and 5 HP motors. And for each motor we are using separate meter switch. Say about, and the number of sub-circuit and the size of the cable for lighting load will depends on the full load current in each sub-circuit. And coming to the single line diagram, so at here you can see the figure. So it shows the motor wiring of where we are taking the motor wiring over here. First of all is the single line diagram of motor wiring. So from the first energy can be taken from the poles to the meter board to the main switch, from main switch to ICTP with fuse unit, and after that it is transferred to the motor starter. From motor starter to it is transferred to the coupling through metal rigid conduit, and from the coupling it can be given to the terminal box of the motor. So when we are giving power from coupling to the terminal box, we are using flexible conduit over there, and we are using one earth wire. Okay, so at here the motor has its own ICTP switch. ICTP is nothing but iron clad triple pole switch, and motor starter is placed at a height of 1.5 meters from ground level. So why we are taking 1.5 meters level ground height means, according to the IE rules, we are taking Indian electricity rules, the height of the motor starter should be 1.5 meters. That's the reason we are taking the height as 1.5 meters. And the main purpose of this starter is to limit the starting current of a desirable value. And at here DOL are star delta auto transformer, and starters are commonly used for starting of the motor. To start the motor we will use these type of starters over here. And from the meter board the supply is fed to the main switch. So main board nothing but here at main board will consider main switch as well as distribution board. So from the distribution board the power is fed to the motor through motor switch and motor starter. And the size of the ICTP switch and the starter will be depends on the rating of the motor. So each motor is having different rating sets. So based on its rating, we'll use ICTP switch as well as starter, and we have to use one earth wire also for earthing system, and the earth wire should be 8 SWG GI wire we are using over here. And coming to the types of wiring system, in wiring system we can use both the rigid heavy gauge wire system as well as flexible conduit wires. Okay, and a rigid heavy gauge metallic surface conduit is used for power installation. Why? Because surface conduit facilitates the addition of a numbers of motors and to find the fault very easily we'll use the rigid metal heavy gauge wires. And these rigid heavy metal gauge wire conduit is used from distribution board to the motor base. Okay, and afterwards a flexible metal conduct is used to connect the end of the rigid conduit to the motor terminal. So in see, metal rigid gate conduit is used in motor starter to the coupling, and after the from the coupling to the terminal box we are using flexible conduit. The flexible conduit is also used to connect the motor switch to the motor starter, and the conduit which we are using must be electrically continuous throughout and connected to the frame of the motor, and the conduit should be perfectly covered, and the size of the conduit may be varied, like so the size of the conduit may be of size 19 mm dia to 51 mm dia, depends upon the cable running throughout the circuit. It may vary from 19 mm to 15 mm dia based on the circuit which we are using. And for lights within the industry should be provided with the separate cable in separate sub-circuit. Okay, and the lights used may be fluorescent tube lights, sodium vapor lamps, mercury vapor lamp, and so on. Okay, and coming to the how we'll decide the size of the cable means the size of the cable required will be depends on the full load current of the motor. But during starting the motor draws high current, right? So how much high current it draws means 2 times than that of the full load current. So we have to select the required cable based on the full load current of the motor. And how it can be calculated means by considering the formulas, like first of all we have to find the input of the motor, like input in watts, by considering the equation like we know the equation for efficiency, that output by input. So from this equation first of all we should find the input value. So after that, once the input power value is found out means we have to use the formula like input power equals to √3 into VL into IL into cos y. So from this we can find the value of IL nothing but load current. So once we'll find the load current means we can find the starting current. Starting current can be given as 2 times that of the load current. So by this process we'll find out the size of the cable. So once we'll find out the size of the cable, once we'll find out the starting current means we can choose the size of the cable. And coming to the size of the conduit of distribution board, main switch and starter can be selected. How we are selecting means the size of the conduit always will depends upon the number of cables and size of the cable to be carried. As a general rule, it is better to use 90 mm heavy gauge conduit where 3 wire are to be run and 25.4 mm heavy gauge conduit we are using where we can use the 6 wires, 19 mm gauge for 3 wire system and 25.4 mm gauge for 6 wire. Generally for each 3-phase motor, that means where we are using 3 cables are required, motor board to motor starter, and 6 cables are required from starter to the motor terminal. 3-phase motors can be used 3 cables where we can use meter board to the motor starter, and 6 cable is from starter to motor terminal. So how will decide the conduit needed for 3-phase and single phase motor means based on the distance. So for example, let us consider tabular column like distance 3-phase motors as well as single phase motor. If you are taking the distance from meter board to the motor switch, for 3-phase motors we are using 19 mm heavy gauge rigid metal conduit, whereas for single phase also we are using 19 mm heavy gauge rigid metal conduit. When we are considering the distance from motor starter to motor base, 25.4 mm heavy gauge conduit is used for both 3-phase as well as for 3-phase, whereas for single phase from motor starter to motor base, 19 mm heavy gauge metal is used. Okay, by this process we decide the size of the cable, and the size and the number of ways of distribution board will depends on the number of motors to be installed also. Okay. And coming to the what are the materials used in power wiring and the rate means we are using different types of materials. Like first of all, let us consider the ICTP fuse. So at here these rates are we are considering this approximately we are considering these rates. These may be vary depends upon the quality we will use and company place and so on. These are based on these factors. The cost of the material may be varied. So first of all, let us consider the ICTP switch. ICTP nothing but iron-clad triple pole switch. So this ICTP switches will be having different ratings. Like first of all, if you're going a 16 ampere 415 volts means its cost will be 1000 approximately per each. And if the rating is 32 amperes 415 volts means its cost maybe 1200. And for 63 amperes 415 volts its cost varies up to 2000 per switch. And coming to the ICTPN switch, nothing but iron-clad triple pole with neutral switch. For 16 amperes its cost is 1200. For 32 amperes its cost is 1400. And coming to the iron-clad double pole with fuse unit with a rating of 16 amperes 250 volts, its cost will be 350 rupees per each. And for 3-way 415 volts ICTPA distribution board with revariable fuse will be having based on the current rating, cost will be varies. Like for 16 amperes its cost will be 1500, for 32 amperes its cost will be 2000, and for 63 amperes its cost will be 3200. And coming to the earth wire, so for earth wire if you are taking a 8 SWG GI wire means its cost will be 300 rupees per kg. And caution plate can be of 100 rupees per each, and shock treatment chart will be 75 rupees per each, and earthing set will be 3000 rupees per each. If I are considering the take wood gutties means its cost will be, so for the dimension about 25 into 2.2 into 5 centimeters long, its cost will be 48 rupees per dozen. And the coal cost will be 50 rupees per kg, and salt will be 25 rupees per kg. So these are the materials which we require for the installation of the wiring. Now let us discuss the what are the steps we have to follow to find out the power load means. First of all, we have to find out the determination of size of the cable. So how it can be determined means by calculating the full load current and the starting current of the motor. So by finding out the full load current and starting current of the motor, we can find out the size of the cable. The next one is determination of size of the conduit. So 19 mm diameter heavy gauge metal conduit can be used where 2 to 3 wires are to be run, and 25.4 mm heavy gauge conduit will be used where 6 wires to be run. Based on the wires which we have which are running, on that basis we are selecting the gauge of size of the conduit. And the next one is determination of length of the conduit. So length of the conduit can be calculated by going through the layout of the plan. So by going to the layout of the plan, we can determine the length of the conduit. And next one is by determining the length of the cable. So the length of the cable can be determined by multiplying the conduit by the number of wires passing through it. Multiplying the conduit by the number of wires passing through it, we can calculate the length of the wire. The next one is determination of earth wire. So how it can be determined means by going through the conduit wire. The next one is labor cost. So it is based on the number of days and number of motors to be installed. Number of days, how many days the work is going on, based on that the labor cost will be done. And the labor charge can be calculated by multiplying the electrician rate and the helper rate with the number of days. So by this process we can find out the labor cost. And coming to the estimation of material and their cost, so the cost can be calculated by multiplying the quantity of the material with their cost. By multiplying the quantity of the material with their cost, we can find out the estimation material and their cost.